What does grief mean to a god? And is it possible to run away from grief? In the video game Genshin Impact, Raiden A received her second story quest in Imperatrix Umbrosa Act 2, fully exploring her past and future. Here's some basic info about the quest, but I'm going to jump straight into analysis. The main character we get to know during this quest is Raiden A. She is the current reigning god of eternity in Inazuma, an isolated island chain in Teyvat. She was a former tyrant that enforced unfair decrees on her people. One of these was the Sakoku Decree, preventing any citizens of Inazuma from leaving the country. Despite this, A is deeply selfless, but rarely considers the ideas of others, therefore coming off as selfish, even though she does everything for her people. A lost many of her friends during a terrible disaster called the Cataclysm, including her twin sister Makoto, the first ruling god of Inazuma. Put yourself in her shoes. You've lost everything dear to you, and suddenly you're responsible for everything that's left. The war has just ended, and the people need stability after all the chaos. You need stability after all the chaos. What would you do? Well, after the Cataclysm, A felt weak. Her mind was subject to change, so even her resolve could not last forever. A demanded a nation of pure eternity. Therefore, she created a puppet. The puppet Raiden Shogun was created by A to rule in her place, while A meditated on the true meaning of eternity without disturbance. A equally stewed in her self-hatred and tried to forget her loss within meditation as a form of escapism and isolation. A specifically built the Shogun to never change, so even if A's mind changed, the Shogun would not, and would remain in the same mindset A had after the Cataclysm with none of the weakness. There are 3 other characters that play an active role in the quest. The player is the traveler in search of their missing sibling. They do have a role, but they're mainly a conduit for A's arc in this story. Paimon is our not-so-helpful sidekick. She's great at repeating information that players already know. While Yaemiko is an enigmatic fox envoy, dedicated to serving the god of Inazuma. Her only redeemable qualities are her wit and devotion to A, but she's an entertaining character regardless. The foil character to A is Raiden Makoto, A's twin sister. She lived for the moment and cherished eternity as a collection of these moments. She valued transience rather than eternity in the literal sense. When she died, she passed on Musuo Ishin, a blade that never touched blood before A took up Makoto's legacy. The main conflict is man versus self. Raiden Shogun is the embodiment of A's past ideals and trauma, and A must defeat the Shogun to move forward from the past. So much of A and who the puppet is defines Inazuma in its present state. If Inazuma is defined by grief and eternity, remaining lifeless forever, it is not a nation worth anything. A must move beyond her grief to fulfill the wishes of the people. At the beginning of the quest, Traveler and Paimon get a commission regarding monsters nearby the sacred Sakura. The Rift Hounds and Sakura Tree embody 2 different sides of the Cataclysm, the artificial monsters versus Inazuma. The sacred Sakura has the power to conjure memories, which for A summon a Tea House Master and free soldiers. Furuyama, the Tea House Master, reminds A of Makoto because he lived without regrets. Furuyama reminds A of who she lost. The soldiers remind A that she is the hope of Inazuma. It's only fair that she shows them the same reverence. The soldiers, although now deceased, remind A of who she still has. The Shogun begins to rebel against A because her mind is changing about eternity, and they're forced to enter a plane of meditation to face the Shogun. As they fight for what seems like centuries, with Miko and Traveler's engagement, A is able to prevail and return to the shrine of the sacred Sakura victorious. As the Shogun admits defeat, Makoto's memory emerges from the sword and thanks A for being such a loyal sister. Makoto returns because A has unlocked the true power of the Musuo Ishin upon reaching her highest point and greatest will. After gifting A the seed of the sacred Sakura, Makoto says her final goodbyes as the sisters part once again. Upon their return, A proclaims the end of the Sakoku Decree. The first theme is that one must be able to change to move forward. A cannot hope to heal from her grief if she does not face it. She has prevented all chances of hurting, but she has also prevented all chance of healing by staying stagnant. The second theme is that people and places can heal from hardship and still have a future ahead. The sacred sakura is representative of that healing, and A planting the seed could be interpreted as A being the catalyst to start the healing. With the support of Yai Miko and the Traveler, A is able to work on herself and improve for all of Inazuma. I really enjoyed this quest. It was engaging and meaningful, and improved greatly on A's character, who was difficult and distant and hard to understand prior to this quest. The voice acting and music was phenomenal as always, and I liked the metaphors used in the quest for A's character arc. Makoto's presence especially concluded A's arc in a very satisfying way, and gave her the goodbye the sisters never got. However, Paimon's dialogue and the Tea Master section with Furuyama were slow and awkward, although providing important world building. In conclusion, I really enjoyed this quest. It served as both a character-oriented quest and set up major lore for later stories in the game. It made me love A as a character, and definitely hooked me to see what Hoyoverse has in store next. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, or other ideas, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to see your thoughts. Some last credits. All art is official from Genshin, and the slides template comes from Slides Go. Thanks for watching! Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit that too!